Shadowing. Speaking practice. With Jimmy, stop saying the word very. Very happy. You can say ecstatic. Example sentence. She was ecstatic when she received the good news. Shadow me. She was ecstatic when she received the good news. Very sad. You can say despondent. Example sentence. He felt despondent after hearing about the loss. Shadow me. He felt despondent after hearing about the loss. Very angry. You can say furious. Example sentence. The customer was furious about the service. Shadow me. The customer was furious about the service. Very tired. You can say exhausted. Example sentence. I'm absolutely exhausted after the long day. Shadow me. I'm absolutely exhausted after the long day. Very big. You can say enormous. Example sentence. They live in an enormous house near the lake. Shadow me. They live in an enormous house near the lake. Very small. You can say tiny. Example sentence. The kitten is so tiny it fits in the palm of your hand. Shadow me. The kitten is so tiny it fits in the palm of your hand. Very good. You can say excellent. Example sentence. The performance was excellent, exceeding all expectations. Shadow me. The performance was excellent, exceeding all expectations. Very bad. You can say awful. Example sentence. The weather was awful during the entire vacation. Shadow me. The weather was awful during the entire vacation. Very cold. You can say freezing. Example sentence. It's freezing outside. You should wear a coat. Shadow me. It's freezing outside. You should wear a coat. Very hot. You can say scorching. Example sentence. The scorching sun made it difficult to stay outdoors. Shadow me. The scorching sun made it difficult to stay outdoors. Very clean. You can say spotless. Example sentence. The kitchen was spotless after she finished cleaning. Shadow me. The kitchen was spotless after she finished cleaning. Very dirty. You can say filthy. Example sentence. The room was absolutely filthy after the party. Shadow me. The room was absolutely filthy after the party. Very loud. You can say deafening. Example sentence. The concert was deafening, but the music was great. Shadow me. The concert was deafening, but the music was great. Very quiet. You can say silent. Example sentence. The room was completely silent after the announcement. Shadow me. The room was completely silent after the announcement. Very strong. You can say powerful. Example sentence. He delivered a powerful speech that moved the audience. Shadow me. He delivered a powerful speech that moved the audience. Very weak. You can say frail. Example sentence. The elderly woman looked frail, but she was full of wisdom. Shadow me. The elderly woman looked frail, but she was full of wisdom. Very fast. You can say rapid. Example sentence. The rapid growth of the company surprised everyone. Shadow me. The rapid growth of the company surprised everyone. Very slow. You can say sluggish. Example sentence. His sluggish response frustrated his colleagues. Shadow me. His sluggish response frustrated his colleagues. Very smart. You can say brilliant. Example sentence. She is a brilliant scientist known for her discoveries. Shadow me. She is a brilliant scientist known for her discoveries. Very stupid. You can say idiotic. Example sentence. That was an idiotic mistake that could have been avoided. Shadow me. That was an idiotic mistake that could have been avoided. Very old. You can say ancient. Example sentence. The ancient ruins were fascinating to explore. Shadow me. The ancient ruins were fascinating to explore. Very young. You can say infantile. Example sentence. His infantile behavior made him difficult to take seriously. Shadow me. His infantile behavior made him difficult to take seriously. Very funny. You can say hilarious. Example sentence. The comedian's performance was absolutely hilarious. Shadow me. The comedian's performance was absolutely hilarious. Very boring. You can say dull. Example sentence. The lecture was dull, and many students lost interest. Shadow me. The lecture was dull, and many students lost interest. Very rich. You can say wealthy. Example sentence. The wealthy businessman donated generously to charity. Shadow me. The wealthy businessman donated generously to charity. Very poor. You can say destitute. Example sentence. Many families were left destitute after the disaster. Shadow me. Many families were left destitute after the disaster. Very beautiful. You can say gorgeous. Example sentence. The view from the mountain was absolutely gorgeous. Shadow me. The view from the mountain was absolutely gorgeous. Very ugly. You can say hideous. Example sentence. The hideous painting was hard to look at. Shadow me. The hideous painting was hard to look at. Very easy. You can say effortless. Example sentence. She made the task look effortless with her skills. Shadow me. She made the task look effortless with her skills. Very difficult. You can say arduous. Example sentence. Climbing the mountain was an arduous journey. Shadow me. Climbing the mountain was an arduous journey. Very interesting. You can say fascinating. Example sentence. The documentary was fascinating from start to finish. Shadow me. The documentary was fascinating from start to finish. Very boring. You can say tedious. Example sentence. Filing paperwork is a tedious task that I dread. Shadow me. Filing paperwork is a tedious task that I dread. Very expensive. You can say exorbitant. Example sentence. The price of the concert tickets was exorbitant. Shadow me. The price of the concert tickets was exorbitant. Very cheap. You can say inexpensive. Example sentence. We found an inexpensive hotel near the beach. Shadow me. We found an inexpensive hotel near the beach. Very bright. You can say radiant. Example sentence. Her radiant smile lit up the room. Shadow me. Her radiant smile lit up the room. Very dark. You can say pitch black. Example sentence. The cave was pitch black and we couldn't see a thing. Shadow me. The cave was pitch black and we couldn't see a thing. Very soft. You can say plush. Example sentence. The hotel provided plush towels and robes for guests. Shadow me. The hotel provided plush towels and robes for guests. Very hard. You can say solid. Example sentence. The rock was so solid that it couldn't be broken. Shadow me. The rock was so solid that it couldn't be broken. Very kind. You can say compassionate. Example sentence. She is a compassionate nurse, always caring for her patients. Shadow me. She is a compassionate nurse, always caring for her patients. Very mean. You can say cruel. Example sentence. His cruel words left a lasting scar on her emotions. Shadow me. His cruel words left a lasting scar on her emotions. Very hungry. You can say ravenous. Example sentence. After the hike, I was ravenous and couldn't wait to eat. Shadow me. After the hike, I was ravenous and couldn't wait to eat. Very full. You can say stuffed. Example sentence. I'm stuffed after that delicious meal. Shadow me. I'm stuffed after that delicious meal. Very tall. You can say gigantic. Example sentence. The skyscraper was gigantic, towering over the city. Shadow me. The skyscraper was gigantic, towering over the city. Very short. You can say petite. Example sentence. She is petite, but her presence commands attention. Shadow me. She is petite, but her presence commands attention. Very deep. You can say profound. Example sentence. His speech was filled with profound insights. Shadow me. His speech was filled with profound insights. Very shallow. You can say superficial. Example sentence. Their conversation was superficial and lacked depth. Shadow me. Their conversation was superficial and lacked depth. Very long. You can say lengthy. Example sentence. The meeting was lengthy and took up most of the afternoon. Shadow me. The meeting was lengthy and took up most of the afternoon. Very short. You can say brief. Example sentence. Her explanation was brief, but covered all the key points. Shadow me. Her explanation was brief, but covered all the key points. Very sharp. You can say razor sharp. Example sentence. The chef used a razor-sharp knife to prepare the meal. Shadow me. The chef used a razor-sharp knife to prepare the meal. Very dull. You can say blunt. Example sentence. The scissors were too blunt to cut through the fabric. Shadow me. The scissors were too blunt to cut through the fabric.